Hey, it's Camaro Man here. It's February 18th. Beautiful sunny day here in southern New Hampshire. I'm making progress on the 71 Camaro, big block original Camaro car. Right here is the left frame rail, and actually right there is the left frame rail that I cut out of the car. Now you can see that it's very, very rusty. The big issue here was this whole frame rail piece itself was undermined. Undermined with rust. So what we'll do is we'll just section in a piece of this brand new aftermarket left frame rail. And you can see I've already started on it. I pretty much know where I want to cut it so that I can underlay it into the other rail and make some rosette welds as well as some butt welds. The other thing you have to remember on this is just you have to be critical when you bend these tabs, these weld tabs that have to go in the right direction, and very critical that they be at the right length, because if they're not at the right length off the body panel, then the bushing mount, I guess it is also going to be not in the right position. But the critical thing is when you cut this up here, that you have the exact right measurement from the center of this hole down somewhere else on the car or on this rail. So for example, if I use this bolt hole and I measure to the center of this bushing hole, and it's the same on both sides, then I know that I've got the bushing hole in exactly the right position. So also the other thing is when you put these tabs back into position and the rear of this frame rail back in position, you have to mark the rear body panel. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like I put this one in here already. It's still a little messy. I just tacked it in to get it in position. And you can see here where the weld tab is. You can see, just make it out. Oh, actually, that's the one that goes inside. So hang on, I'll take you to the spot we're talking about on the inside. I know this moving camera stuff probably makes a lot of people dizzy, but all right, so you can see right here the weld tab, how it's positioned on the rear body panel. So what I did is I marked where the old one was with my grinder. You can see a little bit of the cut. So I put a little cut there, a little cut where the bottom is, and anywhere on that where I could get a mark on it, I marked it so that I could get that exact in the exact same position. So on the right rail, ooh, look at that. So anyway, I think if you can make out, there's some shiny marks there. Hopefully you can see them. See down right there at I'll point to it right here. There's a V, looks like. So that's the corner right there where that. Actually, I take that back. So this is the side mark I made and the bottom mark. So when I put that piece back in, as long as the piece is in that relative position, I know I've got it positioned correctly on that inner body panel. Speaking of which, you can see there's a little rust hole here, but all in all, this side's pretty good. So no issues there. Same here, there's a little rust hole here, but once this trunk floor is cut out, we can just patch that. If there's anything here, we could patch. This inner section was kind of a mess. I had to get in there and do some fabbing, as we call it up here in New England. I don't know what people call it elsewhere, but basically fabbed up some sheet metal, just cut it and bent it and put a plate in behind here and welded that all in so that it's nice and strong there. Obviously you need a lot of strength there. And it's exactly where it was, so I don't see any reason why that shouldn't work. And we're moving on. So just quickly to recap, put this right rail in today. It's Saturday, so I've got pretty much the day. It's a long weekend here, so President's Day weekend, so I'll put some time in over the weekend. I'll get that sectioned in, try to get this trunk floor cut right out, and if I can get the new floor positioned in and maybe even tack welded into position by the end of this it's a 4-day weekend for me, great. We'll see what happens, but a lot of work. You know, if anybody's seen any of my prior videos, looking at the back of the car, obviously it looks kind of the same, but there's a lot of changes because the frame rail's been fully replaced. Even in the front there, you can see it's nice, and again, the tack welds are messy. I'll re-weld all of this and get it cleaned up nice, but that's right where it needs to be. And it's nice and clean, almost brand new, so used brand new, right? And I'll show you inside what we did, or what I did. So you can see both floors have been replaced. Both the frame rails underneath, call them the torque boxes, have been replaced. Both sides. They're in the exact position they were in. The other ones were in the same methodology. You mark, and you make sure you get them. Actually, on these, what I did is I left the traces of the old frame pieces in and just welded to those and bolstered them up so that they're nice and strong. So, still the floors themselves have to come out. This side, the left side, I think the whole floor, and I'll see, maybe I'll patch the right side because some of it's still in good shape, but the front and the rear obviously is coming out. Maybe I'll just do that whole thing once I do the other side. Probably will make sense. So still got some work to do, but we are making progress. I think probably the next time I'll video will be the trunk floor will be in, or at least positioned in, and probably get ready to, once that trunk floor's in, and I know this rear isn't going anywhere position-wise, I'll probably cut that back glass out and then take the quarter panels off, take the outer wheel houses off, do the repairs that I need to do to the rocker panels, both sides, are both in about the same condition. Savable, but just need a little work. Pretty strong, other than what you see in the rear there. They're actually in pretty good shape, all in all, and that's the car right there. That's why this car is savable, and that's that. So anyways, same thing on this side. We'll get that outer wheelhouse cut off, quarter panel cut out, center glass will come out. Patch the rockers. Those cleaned up. There's a dent in this one. Actually, the fact that there's a dent in it is a good thing because you can take a dent out. You cannot take a rot hole out, right? So, at any rate, that's what I have so far. And like I said, next time I do one of these videos, it'll be, hopefully we'll see a lot more progress on the car. So, signing off.